Jumping onto the point itself, Fusion's going to lead the charge on that Reinhardt. He's been a very capable player for this roster, and he's been kind of like the core of this Hurricane roster throughout the entire season so far.
Lots of dancing around with Cloudy last week. This time he's matching up against Limit playing on the Rhine, and we've seen a good few scraps on the point like this before. In fact, last week it was a fight on the point itself, but that's a Disband have already been scared off.
Yeah, the triple tank and the Junkrat combination, Hurricane loved running this one, but Barbie and Track have already shut down the tanks as Barbie picks up a second kill onto Funny Astro, and that's Disband coming out swinging on the Junkrat. Riptide already coming out from Track. That's a confined space. They need to be very careful to pull out very quickly into the back line. No one's killed it until Funny Astro shuts it down. No victims to the tire. Kib, he's actually used his one. I don't think anyone's got that yet. Is it running around somewhere? There's an Earth Shatter. Track's taken out by it. Fusions with the charge onto Limit. Will shut him down. Here comes the Coalescence on the Funny Astro. And Fusions, that's a double kill with the Spotlight. Graviton Surge, pulling them together. That's a Disband. They're not able to catch up with it. Mouse, he's got a Graviton of his own, but Kib and Bok, they've tracked through Insomniac and, of course, Barbecue. Pace of the game because there's that threat that exists. And yeah, if you're good at tracking, you know what it is. You're going to do well at shutting it down. There's the Graviton Surge from Mouse, pulling everyone together. Earth Shatter coming out from Fusions. Here's another Riptide from Track. Immediately into Craggy and Funny Astro, but Kib, he shut down Insomniac. Where's the rest of this fight going? That's Disband still fighting off the point with British Hurricane, and British Hurricane are in retreat, trying to get back to some semblance of control, but Fusions still holding his ground, but Mouse, he's nearly at 90 charge. He's going to start cutting through that shield.
He's got all this space up top, and no one is near it.
Pull the cord, all aboard. Here we go, straight to the sky, and Track takes it out mid-air. And Kib will be answered by Barbecue. There's a Shatter. Gonna knock everything down. Limit's holding onto his, but he's unfortunately dead as Fusion gets it with the Flame Strike. Track shutting down Pocket with a concussion mine as Mouse moving onto the point. Graviton Surge gonna hold him in place. There's a self-destruct on the point. It's not gonna be able to hit anything at the moment as they're still being cut through. Craggy taking out Track. There's a Graviton Surge pulling now British Hurricane together as that's a Disband get control of the point, but Craggy still cutting through. Limit been moved back into the wall. No charge for you. A bomb and a punch to the face will shut him down as Tri-Spear will feel the burn of the laser. And they're going to hide around the corner. Self-destruct buys a little bit more percentage for that's a Disband, but it's not going to hold on this point. Premature detonation, but it bought enough time for that Disband to come in. Kib now got a Riptide of his own. It's in motion somewhere. Coalescence being used. Sound barrier there. Graviton pull them all together. They're running straight at the lineup. Double kill for Kib as they shred through Mouse and Limit. The British Hurricane, 95% in ticking. Last chance saloon for that to Disband. They're trying to pressure onto this map, but they're going to have to boot. It's very stagnated. Earth Shatter should seal the deal. Overtime whittling down. A Diva mech to keep the fight a little bit longer, but it's inevitable. They're just drip feeding in players with no semblance of control. One more player to go down. Overtime ticking down. Limit charges through the point. Fusions keeps him off of it. Where is the final crush? There is none. British Hurricane take the first round. We're not on Sanctum, but we're still seeing British Hurricane run the triple DPS with Haffi call onto the Sombra. And already, they're contesting over the point, but the sheer mass might win out this first point for them unless the kills start rolling in for Hurricane. Funny Astro taking out Mouse as Craggy dances back onto the point. Health bar's going low for the Hurricane, but they've only got one kill and they're not able to gain the semblance of control they need. Hack onto Moira. No more healing for her apart from her left click, but she's going to go down anyway. It's Funny Astro finding a double kill. He's so bloodthirsty, it's unreal as British Hurricane will capture the first point.
Tons and tons of flanks. You've got your main three coming through with the Winston and the two supports. You've got your 3 DPS. It's so hard for a tank comp to be able to react reflexively to what's going on.
One DPS sold down. That's one kill. Cracky, he doesn't need the ult for a second. You've got Kib sitting on a Dragon Blade and Haffi cool with the EMP. They don't need to use it because they just roll over that to Disband in the first place. Gonna recall Craggy after escorting them back to their spawn room. I think they're going to hit them hard as they come through the choke here. The EMP is available for Haffi cool behind him. Oh, he stunned it, cancelled the EMP. No one got affected by that and they're able to fight. Actually, sorry, no, it wasn't quick enough. Getting flashbacks of AKM. But they're able to clear through the point regardless with the EMP team. Haffi cool getting a D-Mech, but ultimately they're going to push that to Disband back. On the here and now, 80% for British Hurricane. A nice sticky onto Track, immediately shuts down DPS options. Earth Shatter dropping as Haffi cool goes for more clearance. Barbecue, D-Mech, Sound Barrier coming in a fraction too late to save the mech. Might save someone else. EMP being used. Where do the shields get removed? Where are the kills to follow up? Fusions, Kib. They're answering it by taking out the tanks. 95% in ticking. That's a Disband. Can't find a way in. Tri-Spear dashing for the point for some kind of stall. It's just not there. British Hurricane, they come out with a 1-0. But that's Disband. They want space. They've got Track up in the skies with Kasores on the Mercy to pocket him. They're going to be looking to build up ult charge against those tanks. They don't care about Track though. They're just going to run straight past him and gun down Tri-Spear before he even has a chance to make himself known on the map. Nice protective bubble to keep him alive and move him across back to the safety of the team. Barbecue
Healer's gone.
Taking out Crusade, and Craggy going down as well, so missing a tank and a support as Track still in the sky. 57%. We've seen faster ult charges, but he's going to get it regardless as they move onto the point and start aggressing into Cafe. There we go, start building the ult charge. They're trapped inside, they need to find a way out. Which avenue they're going to take? Fusion's getting a hammer kill onto Limit. Pulse bomb from Mouse, beautiful as he recalls back onto the point. Capture point, 75% and ticking. It keeps going up and up and up and up. And where's the return from British Hurricane as they finally get themselves together on the map? Coalesce to try and take down Track. Barrage on top of him will rain down. Haffi calls self-destruct. Takes him out of the sky. Kasora is going to bring Track back into the fray and head up to the heavens with him. 2 to 5 on the point. But it's looking like that's a Disband coming out with not the quickest take, but it's still a take. Looking for someone to peek, but they're smart enough. They know where Kib is going to be. Track finally getting himself that second notch, and it's onto Kib. Funny Astro, he's there for the resurrection. Craggy, that's the difference maker coming in. That's something that Mal struggles to do, but he answers with a kill onto Craggy himself, but he's already taken out both the Widow and the Mercy after a resurrection. There's a lot of contention happening around the back end of this map, and the payload's being ignored for the most part, while they try and get some semblance of a foothold. Track taking out Kib again. Haffi in the saloon, going one-on-one. Mano in mano with Barbecue, but the Discord Orb, that's turning into a bit of a 2v1. Some follow-up damage coming in from Fusions to gun them down with the lightning. But Barbie still alive, he got double healed. He's got the Orb of Harmony and he's got the Pocket Mercy. So it's no surprise that he gets away. But Fusions taking out Track with the Primal Rage, dumping onto the back line. Tri-Spear, he's vulnerable, needs someone to shut him down. Tri-Spear can defend himself though. He's a bloodthirsty Zenyatta. He clears him out.
Yes, they're finding themselves a few openings, but now that Kib is warming up with shots like that, it makes it so hard for Track to be able to control these key angles.
They're still getting the payload in motion. The earnest is on British Hurricane to move back on and start contesting it. Otherwise, they're going to concede so much ground fighting skirmishes that ultimately result in nothing. Tri-Spear dropping Craggy, so that backline pressure then dropped. Kib up on the high ground, trying to take out Track. Goes in for the shot. They both tag each other, but it's the headshot coming through for Kib. It's the difference maker. Everyone flying on top of the saloon. And Haffi is about to get demeched, but he uses the self-destruct. His ultimatum to them drops down. Perfect timing to get the demect, forcing out another self-destruct, clearing the way. Mouse is taking out Craggy and Crusade, and the fight keeps on going on. They're so close to getting the capture. Kib being pressured. Mouse has to recall, looking for that headshot if he comes back for a second attempt. Finding something, misses one. The supports know where he is, so we'll have to back off.
And the ult comes through from the other side as well. So Track actually going down as he burnt the ult out, but at least his team get that vision.
Kib getting that swan song headshot onto Kasores, taking another dink over to Limit, but it's Craggy who finishes it off. Diva still fighting it out. Barbecue getting D-Mech. Can't get that final shot, but dink onto Mal.
And they're only looking at a couple of ults being online.
I think the margin is definitely in favor of Kib. We're keeping a hold of these Widow Wars. Kasora is feeling the burn as well. Now Kib has to reposition somewhere, but the fight is very much on the ground level. The shields are out to protect everyone. Craggy's on the back line. Self-destruct on the point to clear everything out. There's a jump in from Limits, but it doesn't land onto anyone. He's going to come back into the fight with the Primal Rage, knocking everyone around. Payload got some extra ground. D-Mech from the Haffi call, but he's pushed that big red button before he goes. No clearance. Kib taking out Track again. Crusade onto Kasores. And now they're fighting in the middle of a Transcendence. Tri-Spear, last remaining support ultimate for them on this push. Kib taking out Mouse again. Here's an answer Transcendence from Crusade. Haffi call taking out Limit. They stop that Disband before they can go to the final section of Hollywood.
Because that's not what this composition wants. It wants to be able to play defensively inside the cafe.
They're not even using Cafe. They're using the terrace. There's a big dive coming in. British Hurricane still able to fend it off. Track's nearly got an ultimate already.
He got about 60%.
Peppering the entire British Hurricane lineup. He gets a kill onto Craggy, so that's going to stem the flow of British Hurricane for now. But they're kind of trapped in a difficult place here. They can't really go around. They could easily cut off the reinforcements.
Trapped between no man's land and a team that wants to kill you. Tough call, you got to say, but Track's going to bring out his ultimate here. See who he can catch to even further damage this comp. It's
well,
Funny
Astro goes down. They're trying to find a way back onto the point. They've really they've gone to point C instead of point B. They're going through Cafe.
With two people.
They're going to dislodge them though, but the terrace is where they need to dislodge the fight. You can already see Crusade and Craggy taking out Kasores and Limit, and Craggy looking for that D-Mech. It's really just Barbecue dancing around. Going to get knocked out of that one. who is left alive? I believe it's just Track who's going to run around somewhere onto the point. There, he drops a few grenades, but other than that, his impact's not felt. So what looked like chaos has now been calmed, and British Hurricane take control of the point. Craigie still on the Tracer, getting in the face, disrupting Track. That's a level of disruption that Kib didn't really have. Earth Shatter immediately takes out Mouse, but no more because of the bubble coming out from Limit. Here's the Riptire, but Funny Astro takes out Kasora's first. Where's it going? Track finds Craigie. There's the Riptire on the Tri-Spear, so both the supports down at the moment. For the side of That's a Disband, this should be a quick push for British Hurricane. Either way, you have a little bit of an early warning system if you have some defense there. Oh. Pulse Bomb, not going to find anyone. Track taking out Fusions, Mouse taking out Kib, but Track still looking for more. No one else. They push back British Hurricane and goes back to his original perch. He's got himself a Pulse Bomb, and I'm pretty sure he's going to try and find a way up high or answer the dive coming out from That's a Disband. To Limit, jumping in with that Primal Rage, going to knock him around. Pulse Bomb for the D-Mech, so we know how Craigie likes to play with those Tank Eater abilities. And now the mech's going to be used with the Self-Destruct. There's another one coming out into the middle of the saloon. No kill to be found from that one, but Craigie now chasing down Mouse. He's going for the 1v1. He ends it with a tap to the head. No bullets needed on that one. Craigie gonna just try and fight against the Transcendence that's healing up the team. And Tri-Spear, he could stare at Craigie and knew that he was gonna be chased down the second that ended. Immediately repeated, but will get shut down. He was able to delay it just enough for some bodies to jump in. It wasn't really a final fight, more of a final flail for That's a Disband. Hurricane gonna go 2-0 in this series.
Anti-grav area, also known as the outside of the safe zone. Still breathing though as they walk back into the point.
Funny that.
I know, fancy that. And no contest really coming through just yet. Holding the high ground from That's a Disband. Again, my concern is they don't have anything to stand up against British Hurricane's quad tank.
Well, Riptire, that might be something to stand up against. He didn't get the kill. Onto Craigie, so no protective barrier for him. And Haffi with the D-Mech. What is chaos has been going on? Kids have been picking up kills regardless with the Roadhog. They still have a man advantage to capitalize on.
It's a bit of a big congratulations, you played yourself kind of moment. Sure, you're bringing someone down with that Riptire, but meanwhile, the rest of the fight is going on and they are cleaning house here. Hurricane storming the way through, and you've got to give so much of this to Kib. He easily got 3, 4, 5 kills after the res came through in that fight. While the one fight was happening and Craigie was maybe pushed a bit too far, the rest of his team were winning the fight. So Hurricane showing us togetherness that we've seen from them before. This isn't the first time we've seen them run quad tank.
They love using the environment on British Hurricane, playing around these confined areas to find the back door into the point. They've just done it again. Haffi taking out Limit, and the Coalescence is pressuring That's a Disband away from the point, giving British Hurricane a lot of free charge here. 36% before it was finally contested. Transcendence coming onto the point. There's a Pulse Bomb onto Fusions, will take him out. Track getting a D-Mech on Haffi. The sound barriers come out for British Hurricane, but they're still managing to whittle through it. Kib, he's alive at the moment. He's got the whole hog available. I don't think he wants to commit it. He's sitting on a hook. Who's he going to throw it at? Catches Barbecue as he descends. Nice bit of tracking onto that one. But now they're going to fall back. I don't believe British Hurricane gained enough of a foothold to keep this going.
However, what did we say about quad tank? You're always looking for that ult stack. That is your win condition. They've got 5 ultimates online.
Well,
and Track's gone.
Already gone. Here's the thing. Kib needs to stay around it. Yes, perfect. Using the whole hog to dislodge Mercy and stop the resurrection. Exactly what he needs to do. Here comes the Earth Shatter. No one was found. The Transcendence is going to keep the rest of That's a Disband alive. As also the Valkyrie's being popped, so double support ultimate. You've got the Self-Destruct blocking the spawn gate. Finds Tri-Spear. He's got his Transcendence out. No more healing for him. Fusion's going to be whittled down. Graviton Surge before Barbecue in. He was so distracted he couldn't eat it. Now they're just being whittled apart. Insomniac brings Tri-Spear back, and the percentage starts rolling again. 2/3 of the pie. They just need the final slice, and That's a Disband. They want to play spoiler, and they're going to keep coming after them. Craigie taking out Crap. Here's Fusions. He's going to try and keep them off, playing very aggressively. Keep the mass off the point. Make sure they can't get on it. One more point to just go. And 4 minutes 30 left for British Hurricane. So let's see how That's a Disband come into this defense being put out by British Hurricane. Already, Track not being allowed to hack even the health pack because the damage is coming out. Look at this. He can't do anything.
Let me hack it, God's sake.
Yeah. Craigie just being a nuisance finally can get that FOB set up. Forward operating base for Sombra to operate out of. But British Hurricane, they're not being forced to move just yet, but with someone on the point, something has to give. And they're going to send Craigie, but he's been taken out by Mouse. It's going to need more of a reaction from them, otherwise they're just going to give out. Their plan, however, is to go onto the back line, clear out That's a Disband, and then come back to help defend the point. It's not worked out for them, though. That's a Disband. They've got all the kills, and they've still got 2 guys on the point. Where's the contention coming out? Who's going to be the last person to try and stagger it? You can't send Crusade by himself, guys. They have even more time to play with. pushing onto point B? Absolutely, but here comes That's a Disband. They know the Riptide's not available. They're going to try and force through Pulse Bomb into the middle of a crowd. And it's Mouse picking up fusions. Shutting down a tank option from British Hurricane. There's a Nano Boost being put onto Craggy, I believe. Gonna have to check that in a second, but he's dancing around at the moment. It's Kip getting 2 kills. D-Mex dashes up to the high ground, trying to contest Track. But he hasn't got a deflect to fight him anymore. Needs some healing from somewhere. Transcendence on the point from the side of That's a Disband as Track still fighting with Fusions, who relieved a lot of the pressure. And he's not leaving him alone. He's still dancing around him. Lit, taking out Bok. His Fusions with the Primal Rage. Take out some of the shutdown options. Haffi dives right at him. Kip deflecting for his life with his Limit, getting a kill. Just gonna fire the Healer's Rocket down. Takes Kip out. Transcendence coming out from Crusade. Gonna try and keep everyone alive. Self-destruct on the point, forcing everyone back. Now here's the attack visor as everyone's in a panic to get to the point. Capitalize on the urgency. Self-destruct from behind. Doesn't get him. He's got Fusion jumping in his face. Retreating. Most of that attack visor was spent taking cover. Craggy finds 2 kills. Kip with a Dragon Blade. Haffi taking out the tanks as Crusade finishes up Barbecue.
Contending is what everyone's trying to do today, or surviving to contend. Speaking of surviving, Insomniac will not be long for this world.
Haffi Fusions, Craggy all getting kills as Craggy shut down an important resurrection.
It's a tough one. They're trying to get themselves back to that state they were in before, and let's not forget they had 7 minutes at the start of this push. They're down to 2 minutes 40. They've almost got nothing left to play with.
Here's the Dragon Blade from Kip, diving onto the back line. Insomniac take it out immediately. Fusions, he's got an ultimate of his own, so he doesn't want to be outshunned by Kip as he takes down Tri-Spear. Nice reflection onto Track. Surely will shut him down as Barbecue chasing him out, but they've already got exactly what they came for.
Let's see how they manage to make this play work.
Well, how are they going to throw out their ultimates? You've already seen a Pulse Bomb from Craggy as he dances around the point. There's a self-destruct to separate the fight, all hiding behind a pillar. Track with the high ground. He's got a tactical visor. He's got a lot of attention in his face, but finally he loses track of time. And guess what? Haffi blows him up with a self-destruct. Insomniac gets the resurrection, but they're diving onto the back line. Kip immediately taking out both Insomniac and Track. We call it the panic button because it's what teams seem to resort to when things start going a little bit against the plan. Quad tank coming in, there's a Dragon Blade from Kip. He's got himself a Nano Boost as well, immediately cuts through limits. So that's shut down with just 1 pick, but he wants more. Track getting a hold of Fusions, maybe gonna give it back the control to That's a Disband, but Kip gonna have to change off this Genji. It's not gonna work out for him. 1 push to the side, 10 seconds left. British Hurricane immediately with the EMP. The retreat comes out. Craggy's already in there with a Pulse Bomb. Fusions, Craggy, Bucket, they're all getting a wipe. That is one of the cleanest team kills you can expect to see. British Hurricane showing you how it's done. Craggy,
I love this.
Being
First
displaced
thing they do
already.
is commit 4 people to say, Craggy, no. No more of this. Exactly, and they try and stop him fast. Now, we speak about this quite a bit. Some teams will try and go for a full hold at this very first point, because you know that if you lose this point, the only thing you're really giving away is ultimate charge. By the time you've respawned and got back into the fight, you're ready to defend at the point where most teams do, just underneath the archway.
Hang on a sec, why are they ignoring Kip when he's like got their back to the spawn room? They can see
They aren't,
there you go. They can't quite decide a winner, so they're going to back up for safety. What is going on? Huge dive happening onto That's a Disband with Kip picking up a kill onto Track. Fusion's finding Insomniac.
You can already see how Hurricane are now being forced to play behind Fountain inside the building because they don't want to get picked off, but Kip is going to save them, be their saving grace, and bring down Track as the rest of the lineup. Well, they're going to do what they always do, like we saw on Horizon, and just wipe out That's a Disband.
The Winstons trade places and force out the Transcendence from Tri-Spear. It's also going to force out a double Pulse Bomb kill from Mouse. And Craggy, he's going to have to answer with one of his own as 20 seconds remain for That's a Disband. Kip, he's got the Dragon Blade. Where's the support ultimate? There's none available for That's a Disband. He can make this huge if he gets onto the back line. Immediately shuts down Track. There's that 2x melee range on the ultimate. Struggling to get through the window, but that 1 pick should have been enough for him. Crusade committing a little bit of homicide onto Insomniac as Limit taking out Craggy. Kip finds Tri-Spear, committing to more self-destruct, scatters the fight. He takes out Barbecue while he was deemed next. Now everyone's dancing around the fight. It's just Mouse. He's the sole survivor. Without capturing point A, it looks like British Hurricane is going to end it here. Very safe positioning coming out from Track and Insomniac to hide back onto that high ground. So they're going to give up a lot of ground to do this. But when you've got Craggy looking to set up with the pirate ship, you don't want to give that much ground away.
And this is even a half pirate ship as well. They're going all in on this one as well, putting everything in the Craggy basket on this Bastion. I've got to get that pirate ship back online. Here they go.
Well, it's back online. They've lowered the sails and now they're in motion with the tide of the sea. Nothing really stopping them at the moment as Barbecue comes behind him. You got Winston diving into the payload. No one's dislodged him. Craggy's able to just sustain through it all. You've got a nice flank coming out. You're hopefully going to have both the supports trying to hit the back line, but Craggy has torn through them all already. Insomniac looking for a resurrection onto Limit. Brings him back into the fight. Mal takes out Craggy, so they've lost the Bastion, the key component of this pirate ship composition. And they're blowing ults to try and stay in this. You've got Tri-Spear using that Transcendence already. Limit using the Primal Rage. And already they've shut it down, but they committed so much to do that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the tank form coming out where he's going to start bouncing and jump shotting. And you already heard the rallying cry. Where are the kills? He's trapped in a bubble with Limits. He tries to shut him down. No kills at the moment. The Kip taking out Barbecue. So no kills from tank form whatsoever. Trying to get set up somewhere. Needs to find a shield to hide behind. His Kip takes out Insomniac and Track. Uncontested, there's no real option to dive onto him. It relies on Craggy just being able to out-damage him through a shield. Self-destruct on the point of the payload. Holt to pull him off, forces out the grapple hook, but he's 70 HP. Craggy finally finishes him off. Earth Shatter taking out Barbecue before he can get anywhere near the payload. No one can touch it. British Hurricane clean the series 4-0.
One thing that we can say, and it kind of harks back to the phase I was going to say, form is temporary, class is permanent, and Hurricane are showing tons of it right now.